environmental activists, climate activists, artists, and social entrepreneurs present here today. I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Mika Padilla. You can call me Mika or Ate Mika. I'm a Slow Food member. Later on, I will share what Slow Food is all about. I'm also an organic and sustainable agriculture advocate. I was inspired by my parents who are practitioners of organic and sustainable agriculture for more than 30 years. I graduated cum laude from Far Eastern University with a degree of BA in Communications. Just like you, I want to find my purpose in life, to take what I've learned from university and put it into my passion and put it into something fruitful. I wanted to have an impact, not just for myself and others, but to contribute something good to the earth, to give back the goodness the earth blessed us with. That's why, aside from my advocacy work, I embraced my love for the earth and started a small cafe business. I wanted a business that will have a sustainable impact, so we don't use single-use plastics for our containers and our takeaway. We practice sustainability as much as we can, and we source quality ingredients that are local, sustainable, and seasonal, and definitely know and trace the producers. So the products of the farmers and the community that we partner with are also being sold in the cafe. So shameless plug, I would like to take this opportunity to ask for a simple like on our FB page. It will mean so much to us. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go with slow food. Ano nga ba ang slow food? What comes to your mind when you hear slow food? So slow food is a global movement. Merong slow food sa iba't ibang bansa. If you can see here, the logo of slow food is a snail because a snail represents something slow. And so we are working towards good, clean, and fair food for everyone. So that is our principle, good, clean, and fair. Slow food is a pledge for a better future. We commit to collectively act for the protection and the conservation of the environment. Sadly, the food production and consumption systems most common today are harmful to the earth, to our ecosystems, and to us people and to our health. That's why we are focused on these core principles of good, clean, and fair for all of our projects. Good means as much as possible the food that we produce or the food here in the community is of quality, flavorsome, and most importantly, healthy for us. Clean means the environment has to be respected, and sustainable practices of farming, animal husbandry, gardening, processing, marketing, and consumption should be taken into serious consideration. It should not squander, it should respect the earth, should not pollute or overexploit our natural resources from its journey from farm to table, garden to table, field to fork. Food should be produced in a sustainable way. Lastly, fair means there's social justice. Wala kang ina-exploit na tao. There's sympathy and solidarity, and most importantly, respect for cultural diversities and traditions. And every one of us, each and every one of us can contribute to good, clean, and fair principles through our choices and our behaviors, and most especially the projects that we do. So this is an overview of slow food worldwide. We have more than 1 million supporters, more than 100,000 members. There are Arc of Taste products. I will share what Arc of Taste is later. There are also food communities, gardens in Africa. Here in the Philippines, we have gardens in the Philippines, and 160 countries are involved. So Slow Foods projects are based on a model of development that sees food integrated approach, uniting aspects that are usually disparate, like biodiversity protection or conservation, environmental sustainability, focus on local communities and their traditions and their cultures. All of these into one. There's one common thing that these aspects have, and that is food. So Slow Food has a network of people like chefs, indigenous people, producers, consumers, farmers that are defending food biodiversity across the world. And there is also a youth network for the next generation of leaders, which you guys are, and the youth myself. We dream of a world where food is truly good, clean, and fair for all. So our work covers a variety of topics, including issues like food waste, climate change, policy and social injustice. So this is what slow food is like in a global scale. It unites different peoples from all walks of life with the same purpose, and that is to care and love for the earth. And now that you have a collective idea, you will probably find something interesting here in slow food. So there's slow food travel, slow fish, food for change, topics on food waste, food and health, slow bees yan, mga slow cheese, slow bees, slow meat, meaning the way that you take care of animals, your production systems are also good, clean, and fair. So you might find something interesting here in slow food. Just like me, I was lucky enough to attend the slow food movement in Italy last 2016. It was so inspiring to be surrounded by people who truly care for our environment. We did a solidarity march to, shout to the world or to influence, empower people, to inspire people to save biodiversity, to love the earth, to support and patronize non-GMO products. And meron pa nga dito sinasabi, no to coup in Brazil, meaning they want fair and social justice for their community and their people. Kasi maybe during that time there was coup d'etat in Brazil. So we get to connect our experiences and we get to experience the culture of other countries. And Philippines has a dedicated booth to showcase our local cooking, our cultures and traditions. There are also a variety of topics, booths, advocacies, meetings, sharings in slow food that you might be interested in. There was also this gathering of the youth, Asian youth in Japan last 2017, where we made sustainable development goals for Slow Food Youth Network Asia. We get to share food, talk, and inspire each other. Nakakatuwa and nakaka-inspire to immerse yourself with like-minded youth or people because it gives you inspiration, it gives you sense of fulfillment and purpose, and it sparks an idea for you to create your own projects locally. So Slow Food aims to preserve biodiversity, local cultures and traditions na nawawala na sa kamalayan ng tao. And when we talk about sustainability and biodiversity, kasama na doon yung food choices natin. Kasi let's be honest, due to modernization, which can be a good thing sometimes, but mostly the traditions and cultures of, let's say, our indigenous people are being wiped out. So there's a dwindling interest in food culture, in preserving biodiversity because of fast life. And so as part of Slow Food's different projects, they created Ark of Taste. If you guys know the story of Noah's Ark, gumawa siya ng ark to save these animals from being wiped out by the big or great flood. So it's the same concept of Ark of Taste. We are saving endangered food, plants from around the world. And as of now, we have more than 5,000 Ark of Taste products in the world. Sa Pilipinas, meron din po tayong Ark of Taste, 65 products to be exact. I included some examples here. The Ark of Taste invites everybody to take action. In some cases, products need to be rediscovered and put back on the table, and producers need to be supported and to have their stories told to preserve these products and favor their reproduction. So how many of you guys know these Ark of Taste products in the Philippines? So we have Criollo cacao, that is the most common Ark of Taste. A lot of us maybe know this, but we have different fruits like batuan, kadyos, we have tinigib or white corn, we have darag chicken, we have marang. This is a kind of fruit, mukha siyang langka. And what caught my attention was this asin tibuok. It looks like a dragon egg, mukha siyang Himalayan salt lamp, I don't know. But this is a kind of asin produced by a small family in Bohol, and they're the only ones who produces this kind of salt, which is asintibuok. And also we have this chesa or tisa or canistel fruit. This is maybe alam siguro ng mga matatanda, but mostly mga kabataan nakakalimutan na that we have these native fruits here in the Philippines. So I've talked about what slow food is globally. Let's localize it. We have slow food communities or groups all over the Philippines. We are from the north, specifically here in Pangasinan, but merong Manila, Cebu, Negros, and Palawan na slow food. So we are the slow food community in Manawag and Mapandan, Pangasinan. We are a community-based, inclusive organization composed of young individuals, women, farmers, and gardeners who produce our own food using organic and natural methods. And just like slow food, we want to embrace and support a food system that is in harmony with human dignity, social justice, and respect for the environment and all living beings. Our vision is our organic household model gardens, which is our project to lead the way towards a sustainable future and the survival of our communities. And lastly, our objective is to promote good, clean, and fair food and secure food through our projects. So these campaigns that Slow Food has been doing are going local. We wanted to be different here in the north, so we adapted the Gardens in Africa concept and we made our own project, which is the Organic Household Model Gardens, or OMG in short. Para siyang, oh my gosh, oh my God, para patok sa kabataan. It was created as a measure that will enhance food accessibility, promote food security and food biodiversity conservation. It builds ecological households that adapts eco-waste management and segregates recyclables and non-biodegradables. So as you can see here, yung mga backyard dito sa communities namin are mostly empty. We created this project for them to be productive even at home. We also did trainings, organic agriculture trainings to these families and these communities. And now they have organic household model gardens in their backyards. Hindi lang siya parang community garden, but inside a community, each household, each family has stable access to food. And that is the concept of our OMG project. So these are just examples and photos of our pre-pandemic community activities. Nag-training kami rin ng mga kabataan on organic and sustainable agriculture. Ayan, ang Genese family, gumawa sila ng kanilang vision on how they want their organic household model gardens to look like. So these are just some photos of our trainings. We immersed the community on organic and sustainable gardening or farming. So during the pandemic, we also launched a sister project of our organic household model gardens, and that is the OMG Seed and Plant Library. So now that you have your own gardens in your backyard or sa community namin, they produce these seeds, and these seeds are being used for others to start their own OMGs as well. So the projects that we do here focuses on the importance of food security and food biodiversity conservation. And you might be wondering or thinking now, bakit nga ba kailangan nating maging aware of the importance of food security and food biodiversity conservation? Why is it important in this youth camp? It is important for us to be aware of these issues because biodiversity is very important. It is part of the SDGs. It is an important resource for all of mankind. If we are able to preserve biodiversity, then we can help mitigate climate change. So part nitong biodiversity is what I've talked about earlier, which is Arc of Days. And sadly, biodiversity is being ruined and lost at alarming rates. And that's why food security is connected to biodiversity. It works hand in hand. When there's diverse species, flourishing ecosystems, then we can have stable access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. And right now, according to the statistics, there are 59 million Filipinos who are experiencing food insecurity before the pandemic. And maybe now that there's pandemic, mas lalo sigurong na-aggravate yung hunger sa Pilipinas. And that's why the project's OMG and Seed and Plant Library is very timely. Because according to the Food Agriculture Organization representative here in the Philippines, fighting hunger means ensuring food security through the availability of healthy, safe, and nutritious food. And that is what OMG is doing. And right now, hindi natin masyadong pinagtutuunan ng pansin yung importance ng pag-preserve ng heirloom and traditional crop varieties, our local fruits, and our traditions. Because these are important sources of quality and nutritious food. And it is clear that we have a huge challenge in front of us. While parts of the world or here in the Philippines suffer from hunger, 1/3 of the food intended for human consumption is being thrown away each year. And if you saw this viral news in the media or in social media that the Benguet farmers are disposing sacks and sacks of perfectly fine pipino. And there's food insecurity on the other hand, but on the other hand, there's food waste. So, contradicting siya, we cannot solve one big problem at a time. That's why we call for attention and action to stop global food waste by organizing one of the most well-known projects of Slow Food Youth Network, which is the Disco Soup. So a disco soup is a way of collecting a lot of food waste and making something really good out of it. It involves a lot of people and having lots of fun in the process to fight food waste. So mainly ang gumagawa ng disco soup is the Slow Food Youth Network here in the Philippines. They partnered with different universities like FEU and Enderon for the disco soup. Kung binibigyan natin ng attention ang food security, biodiversity conservation, we should also put our focus to fight food waste because it deserves our attention here in our country. Kasi nga, ayan, marami rin tayong producers and farmers na kawawa. So madali lang siyang gawin. You can partner with us. Nagawa na to ng FEU, ng Enderon. So maybe your colleges and your organizations can start your own disco soup day. So here's a short video of our Seed and Plant Library project.
I-share ko lang po yung video namin. Wait lang po. O pwede ko rin po siyang i-share after ng presentation. Sige, after na lang. Para tuloy-tuloy.
Sige lang po.
So the project was in partnership with FPE, Foundation for Philippine Environment, and Agricultural Training Institute here in Ilocos region. It's nice that even during a pandemic, you can start your own project. You can start your own passion projects. So yan na yung mga na-produce ng mga families dito in our community. And what's really nice about this project is hindi lang siya nag-end doon. Nag-branch out pa siya. So yung mga seeds na na-produce ng aming communities, ng families dito, binibigay din namin sa iba para magkaroon din sila ng sarili nilang community gardens, community pantry, organic household model gardens, and even our slow food members, our farmers and our gardeners here in the community have become vloggers. Nag-guest na nga sila sa isang ahensya ng gobyerno dito sa amin. And also they produced and started saving these Arc of Taste products and turned them into something na pagkakakitaan nila. So yes, this is an example picture of what the Cherished Moments School did with the seeds. So they started their own community pantry. And the projects that we are doing here in Slow Food are based on the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. So if you are coming up with projects, you can use the UN SDGs as your guide. It is a blueprint so we can identify specific targets for each of our organization's goal and work towards progress. So our projects aims to achieve the 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16 SDGs, which is no poverty, We promote zero hunger through our food communities, our disco soups, our projects OMGs and Seed and Plant Library, which then promotes good health and well-being. We provide quality education, technical support, and we teach our communities on sustainable farming and sustainable agriculture. And here in our communities, masasabi din namin na nagagawa na rin naming sustainable due to organic household model gardens kasi nagiging responsible na rin sila with their food consumption and food production systems. We fight for climate action, we fight climate change. Life on land, we aim to protect, to restore, and to promote sustainable use of our ecosystems. And number 16, peace, justice, and strong institutions. So all of these SDGs are connected with the good, clean, and fair principle. So it is important for us to be aware of these environmental issues, for us to be able to come up with possible solutions to counter these problems. Although we cannot solve one big problem at a time, if all of us collectively create solutions and combine our actions, then eventually we can achieve our goals, just like our projects OMG, Seed and Plant Libraries, the promotion and application of sustainable agriculture, training and technical supports, is for food security and for us to achieve our SDGs. So the theme of this youth camp, which is tungo sa pagsasalong diwa at pagdudugtong buhay sa sangkalikasan ng lalim, no? Pero isa lang ibig sabihin yan, kailangan lang nating dugtungan ang buhay ng kalikasan. We need to preserve biodiversity. We need to start doing actions on how we can combat climate change and how we can further solve the problems that we are experiencing now. And nakakatuwa kasi nadugtungan yung mga proyekto namin. And now we have partnered with DLSU naman for their JEPCOM or purposive communication subjects. And the students there helped us create infographics, help us create campaigns. Ito may ginawa nga silang infographics about the native fruits that we have. They researched on this. And natuwa ako kasi hindi ko alam na may batuan pala, may sugod-sugod, may himbabaw, may kapas-kapas, may pako. And kahit ako na into promoting art of taste, biodiversity conservation, hindi ko pa alam na marami pa tayong native fruits na nawawala na sa kamalayan ng tao. And it's nice that you have other people who contributes to your purpose, who contributes to your projects. And nakakatuwa na gumawa pa sila ng Oh My Bag campaign to increase local fruit and vegetable consumption and a campaign to support our local farmers. They did infographics to echo the slow food principles on how to start your own organic household model gardens. Ayan na. They helped us with our brochures, infographics on urban planting. They have this campaign which is veg-inspired, about the vegetables you may not have heard of. And ang nakakatuwa sa mga campaigns na ganito, it's like a big brother, small brother kind of thing. You're doing this and others are doing it as well. And to spread the word, to spread our advocacies. And I hope you will be inspired to do your own thing, to start your own local projects, to empower people, to inspire people. So I hope I shared something good with you guys today. Again, if biodiversity is alive, so is our planet. Thank you so much for your time and your attention, and together, let's make a green and positive change.
Sa Zoom, kung po pwede. Mabilis lang po siya.
Sige.
Ginagawa din po namin ito sa iba naming community. So let's play virtually. Ayan, ang makakasagot nito mananalo ng house and lot.
Wow!
Hindi. Ayan, so since we are promoting Arc of Taste, we are promoting slow food, let's see kung yung mga kabataan ngayon sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas can name that plant, fruit, or veggie. So first to type the answers on the chat box wins. So siguro pa-help na lang po ako like Sir Hector, si Ma'am po, na tignan yung chat box kung sino yung unang nakakasagot. Kasi tinry namin to sa universities and mostly, as in halos lahat, hindi talaga alam yung fruits and veggies na yun. Pero you learn something new naman. So, let's see, round 1. Okay. Number 1, number 3. Number 1 na.
Ako pa, ate.
Chico?
Number 3.
Iya, santol.
Kanto? Hindi.
Chico.
Chico. Sige pa, kaya niyan.
Mabolo?
Yung number 3 medyo tricky siya kasi hindi halos lahat alam yung fruit na yan.
Mabolo.
Mabolo, yes. So, ayan, maraming nakasagot ng makopa at nice. Ang dami po pala sa mga kabataan natin ang marunong. Ang mabolo, fruit siya ng isang hardwood dito sa Pilipinas, which is kamagong. Ayan, so yan yung pinoproduce niyang fruit. Para mukha nga siyang chico at mukha siyang santol. Pero ayun, yes. Last round. Sige, number 1, number 2, number 3. May ibang sa ibang school ang sinasabi nila sa number 1 daw, boots daw ni Santa Claus. Ayan, number 1, number 2, number 3. Sige nga po.
Flower. Ay, pipino. Tanong mainit.
Sirit na ba? Sirit na? Parang wala masyadong sasalita. Sige. Ayan, sirit na. So, ayan. So, yung number 1 is yung katuray. Flower siya na ginagawang salad. And number 2, talong. Maraming nagsabi sa ibang universities, watermelon. Hindi nila alam na ang native talong pala is bilog at ganyan ang itsura. Kasi ang alam lang nilang talong is yung color violet na mahaba. So, ayan, meron po tayong native talong. And lastly, roselle. Isa siyang type of flower. Sobrang gandang native flower yan dito sa bansa. And ginagamit siya for tea, mostly juices, ganyan. So, ginagamit din namin yan sa cafe kasi native siya na flower and maganda siya for tea. So, ayun, salamat!
Ang saya naman nun. Basta usapang pagkain talaga masaya. Gusto ko yan. Sige, meron bang questions mula sa mga hubs?